So this year we have 5 candidates running for 3 open seats. A little closer. So today, or this year, we have 5 candidates running for 3 open seats. We are excited to give each of them the opportunity to share their perspectives, experience, and reasons for them wanting to serve on the board of our directors here at Monterey. We also have candidates joining us virtually who you will see in this television right here. And as always, this event is being broadcast live and recorded for our community members who are unable to attend in person this evening. And after all the candidates have had the opportunity to speak, there'll be plenty of time to mingle, chat one-on-one, and get to know them better. We ask that you please hold off on all questions, conversations until the mingling portion, as we feel this creates a more engaging and meaningful experience for everyone. In the meantime, please help yourself to some decaf coffee. There's some water and a whole bunch of treats that the ladies have brought in today for you. And at the end, if there's any committees here that would like to make any announcements before everyone leaves, we'll have you up here as well to make those announcements. So now we're going to be doing everything in alphabetical order to make it fair and just systematic for us. So the first person coming up to the podium today will be Pat Beers. Join us in welcoming Pat Beers.
Hello and welcome. It seems like the weather was the same the last time I spoke to everybody. I was commending you for coming out in the cold, and here we are in the cold once again. So I think you're all brave coming out. So I'm going to start with a little bit about me. So I've been coming to Monterey since 1967, when my parents were here. They owned one of the condos and they loved it here. And then for the last 5 years, I've been a full-time resident. And I finally bought my own place in December of 24. So I'm a pretty happy camper with living in Monterey. So I've been actively involved in the community. I participate in the ladies' golf, and I support their activities and fundraisers. I participate in the ladies' bocce league and the summer league. I was elected in 2024 to the position of secretary on MORA. I was secretary for the Ladies League for 2 years, and I try to attend as many functions as I can in the community.
Have been getting after me and saying, we really like the news coaching show.
I received my teaching certification in Keene State in New Hampshire. I went on and got my ESE, my Exceptional Student Education at Notre Dame in Manchester, New Hampshire. I received my ESOL certification, English for Speakers of Other Languages, here in Florida. I raised my family in a small town in Antrim, New Hampshire. I served on the Parks and Recreation Commission, at which time I coordinated all the aspect of the very first Antrim Days, which was a very high energy day. We had games. I had the Cub Scouts with their Pinewood Derbies, and we had a 5K and a community vendor showcase. I had 3 boys. So I coached T-ball, farm teams, and the Little League. And because my husband was a VFW member and fireman, my family was involved in all of their activities all the time. In 1997, my mom had a stroke, so I came to Florida to be with her. I loved the area. I loved Monterey, so I started scouting the area. I was offered a teaching job in Martin County. So Branchley, my husband, sold our home up north, hooked up our boat, which we called To Enjoy, and joined me down here in Florida. we immediately started engaging in activities at the Hobe Sound VFW, which paved the way for connecting us with the local community. It was a wonderful, wonderful time. And I became a lifetime member. And just to tag this on, I want to say that 2 of my sons own Great Northern Resort just outside West Glacier. They have a White River Raft Company, and I enjoy visiting them because my grandchildren are there, so I try to get up there every year. Some accomplishments that I have that I feel might be applicable to being on the board would be I was chosen by my peers to be a contender for the Teacher of the Year. It was a significant honor. I was also recognized for spearheading fundraising initiatives for the March of Dimes for the Martin County School District. And I also was awarded recognition for outstanding grant proposals, which I targeted enhanced reading literacy curriculum. So throughout my time, as you can see, I've always been a part of the community wherever I lived. I worked with a very diverse population in all my endeavors. And it's second nature for me to apply my classroom management skills in all my endeavors and my everyday situations, and that's the 3 C's. The 3 C's: making connections, communication, and choices. I would use these same principles, the same strategies, if I were working with the board. They're the same strategies I used with OT/PT, counselors, teachers, paraprofessionals, speech therapists, school psychologists, behavior specialists, and so on. So I feel that being on the board, we're a team, and we have to agree on applying the rules, the policies, and consequences. Did the same thing with the people I worked with at school. My goal is to foster a community where every perspective is welcome and concerns are addressed with respect. I believe in a transparent board that listens first. And I pledge to represent all my neighbors, ensuring every voice has a seat at the table. So in closing, I'm dedicated to maintaining a high community standard and fostering transparent communication between resident and the board of directors. And as a former educator, I look forward to applying my background in organizational management to support the board's long-term goals. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Pat. And next we will have Vicki Maria Mullen. I said Maria because all of us ladies on golf know it's Vicki Marie in your email. I think this is low enough for you, Vicki. This is low enough for you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you can take it off too if you want to hold it.
Okay.
Take it off and walk.
Good evening. Thank you for coming out on this cold winter's night. Hello to you folks at home. I hope you're watching at home. Thank you to Maura for giving me this opportunity to speak to you residents. I am Vicki Mullen, and my objective is to apply my knowledge, skills, and work ethic to serve on the board for the betterment of this community. Life at Monterey has been, my husband Charlie and I bought into Monterey in 2020. From our first visit here, we loved the complex, the landscaped grounds, the golf course, and mostly the residents. We were most impressed that this is a community full of dedicated volunteers that do their best to keep it thriving. Once here at Monterey, I jumped right in, started with a position on the financial committee. I served on that for 1 year. Then they needed someone to run for president of ladies golf. I ran for president and won. Nobody else ran. I've been the president of women's golf for 4 years, including scheduling the weekly league of nearly 80 players. As president, I manage records and communicate with our members, hold biweekly meetings, and oversee all committees and tournaments. I'm retiring from that position on April 1st. Had to be done. In addition to this role, Jean Zawicki and I chaired the new owner's reception for several years. And some of you might have even been there and had a good time, I hope. Jean and I also organized the caroling through the complex for Christmas caroling. I also cook dinner 6 nights a week because my husband likes to eat. Community service has always been an important part of my life. While raising my family, I dedicated many years to my hometown of Oswego, New York. I served on the Oswego Hot Stove Association as publicity spokeswoman, on Oswego Minor Hockey, where I was a treasurer for several years, and on the PTA as vice president. I was also the secretary of the Historical Society in the town of Oswego for several years. I've always been the type of person who likes to be involved. When my second child entered 1st grade, I began volunteering at the Oswego City School District, which soon led to a full-time position. I retired from the school district after 25 years, and I was in the technology department at that time. Later in my career, I ran for the Oswego Town Board and served as a town councilor for 4 years, and was subsequently elected as town supervisor, a position I held for 14 years. During that time, I was a chief fiscal officer of the town, where I was educated at the New York State Comptroller's Office on budgeting and finance. I negotiated contracts with the Teamsters Union and managed the workforce. Under my administration, we built a highway garage, a town hall, a justice center, a town park, and we repurposed an old church into a historical museum, all without raising taxes. Following my tenure, I spent another 4 years in the counselor's position to mentor the new board, retiring after 22 years from town government. My years with the town of Oswego also included being a corporate member of the volunteer fire department for 15 years. I served as both secretary and treasurer. After retiring from the fire department, I was asked to serve as treasurer to the fire district. I fully retired in 2019. The qualities I admire in a board member are fairness, good work ethic, transparency, strategic planning, and sound fiscal execution. I believe I can bring that to the board, and I hope you will consider me in the upcoming election to represent you on the board of directors. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Vicki. And next, we call Carla Smith. Sorry, I don't know. Oh, here. Okay, perfect. I haven't met Carla yet, so here she comes. Perfect. You can move this up and down depending on how high you need it. Nice to meet you. I'm Dawn. Nice to meet you. Okay, you pick it how it's easier for you.
Good evening, and thank you for coming. I'm Carla Smith, and I live in Building 45. I've been a full-time resident here since October of 2020, and I've served on the Communications Committee since 2022. For the past 18 years, I've worked as an internet marketing professional running my own small business. Family is very important to me. My daughter and her family live nearby in Jensen Beach, and I'm a proud grandmother of 2 small grandchildren, and just found out tonight that another one is on the way. My son serves as an assistant attorney general for the state of Georgia. My mother lives in an assisted living facility in Stewart, which has given me firsthand insight into the realities many seniors face as they age. I'm also a cancer survivor since 2021, an experience that reinforced how important stability and community is, especially during difficult times. Why I'm here tonight is I believe serving on the board is a civic responsibility, and after nearly 6 years of living here, I feel compelled to step forward. I believe I represent many residents in our community, people who respect their neighbors, follow the rules, and don't often speak up, but who are increasingly concerned about how decisions are being made. I'm running because I would like to see greater transparency in board decisions, clear communication before major financial commitments are made, fair consideration for residents on fixed or limited incomes, and unity, not a them versus us atmosphere. Many residents feel that important decisions, especially costly ones, are sometimes finalized before meaningful resident input is considered. I believe homeowners deserve clear explanations, realistic timelines, and a genuine opportunity to be heard. Like many residents, I don't have an unlimited savings or a large retirement fund. Large assessments can be financially overwhelming, especially when they come with short notice or without a clear explanation of urgency. I support maintaining and improving our community, but I also believe not every project is urgent. Costs should be prioritized responsibly, and homeowners should understand what is being done, why it's necessary, and when it will happen. Good stewardship means balancing long-term planning with compassion and realism for everyone who lives here. While I've not previously served on a COA board, I bring strong research and analytical skills, a business background focused on accountability, and a calm, respectful approach to discussion and problem solving. In closing, I am honest, fair-minded, and deeply invested in the well-being of our community. My goal is not to create conflict, but to help ensure decisions are made openly, thoughtfully, and with consideration for all residents. I would be honored to serve and to earn your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. And next is Kim Smith. Kim had to go home for a family emergency, and she'll be up on the screen in just a few minutes. Steve is just setting that up for us.
It's easy to just throw it on the jet and say, yeah, the talent was poor, and I'm not judging by the output, I'm judging by what he was
Kim
in
Smith with a
control
beard.
of and the decision-making process, and him just going back to McVeigh and then getting the shine of being in the orbit of that. Well, McVeigh's not coming with him. He's competing against all those guys.
Hey, can you see me?
Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm terribly sorry I'm not there. I'm Kim Smith, and I've had the pleasure of serving as the NYCC Board Secretary for the past 2 years. My husband, Stephen, was winter here for 5 years. I'm getting a reverb here. Does anyone?
Yes. Talk slower.
Okay. We've wintered here for 5 years, and I'm passionate about our community. I worked at General Motors for 34 years as an engineering manager, and I have a vast experience as a team leader, problem solver, and decision maker. One of the things I have done is I've spent time researching best practices for effective board leadership. I will explain how I feel I've done in my role in the last few years. Integrity is a very important trait. My commitment to this organization begins with a core principle: honesty and transparency in my actions. This is precisely why I'm adamant that our rules, regulations, and resolutions are clearly written and that they strictly adhere to our established bylaws. In a recent review of the office records, I discovered inconsistencies. Documents on file that did not align with our official governing documents. I have since taken to organize this information to ensure we are all operating from the same accurate set of data and established guidelines. Another trait is computer literacy and communication. I have an engineering degree, and I love finding technical solutions that make things easier for everyone. I secured and organized our office data to the cloud system using MS 365. I work with the communication committee to keep our website and channel 99 up to date. I also implemented our new online work order forms and created easy instructions to help everyone get comfortable with the system. Currently, I'm setting up the Resident Information Center at the clubhouse to better serve you. This will be one location to get information and forms. Another trait is financial literacy. While accounting may not be my primary expertise, I exercise due diligence by reviewing all invoices and expenditures to ensure a comprehensive understanding of our budget and current spending status. The strength of our current board lies in the diverse expertise. We have at least 2 members with the specific financial background required to guide us, and we place our trust in their specialized knowledge to formulate sound proposals. Legal compliance is another trait. I honestly had no idea how many laws and regulations govern a condo association until I started looking at it. I took it upon myself to download all the governing documents from Martin County, creating a master reference book for the office and posting them on both of our websites. I tackled the overwhelming piles of paper in the office to organize our active resolutions, and then drafted 30 new or updated resolutions and completely rewrote our rules and regulations book to ensure we are all on the same page. I also attend many webinars throughout the year to make sure all of our documents and resolutions adhere to the Florida statutes. Responsiveness. I'm here to listen, and I take your calls and texts seriously. My goal is to make sure your issues are heard and resolved. I have helped residents with many issues, not getting a response from the office or just advice on the rules. I listen and ask all of them. I'm proud to say that in my role, I helped turn unused golf assets into $1,500 cash by selling some of the equipment that Sid had in the back that was not being used. We have upgraded our parking situation tremendously with updating permits and trying to get the cars that are not registered off the property. We got the striping at the yacht club for safety, and I was instrumental in having the new shelter built to protect our golf equipment. Love of community is actually the largest and most important trait that I can think of. A board member can have a passion for the community, must have a passion for the community they serve, sorry. I truly love Monterey, our location, our community, and our residents. If reelected, my goal is to lead with that passion, make NYCC the finest place to call home in all of Stewart. Thank you.
And last is Sabrina Stagnita. Sabrina. I gave her an Italian last name.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present myself as a Board of Directors candidate. I am Sabrina Stagnita. I live in Building 41E with my husband, Jimmy. We have owned there since 2004. Currently, I'm on the board and I'm serving as the president. I'm running for a second term on the board because I love Monterey. I really do love this community. And I would love to continue to keep doing everything possible to help make and keep this community the best that it can be. My vision for this community is to maintain and preserve all the areas of our property, from the grounds, common areas, buildings, golf course, basins, and our finances in a way that enriches and betters our lives as residents, while also upholding the bylaws, covenants, state statutes in a transparent manner. I would like to see all of our projects and maintenance done in the most cost-effective way possible, keeping us in good financial standings. I want to see our property values increase. These are the areas that motivate my decision making. Recently, I heard of 2 properties that sold for their asking price. In addition, our real estate inventory is at its lowest level that it's been in a while. I believe that there's an inventory of approximately 10 condos for sale right now, as opposed to what it was. We were up around 30 last year for sale. This is what I love to see. This is a community being vibrant, and for it to be attractive to new prospective buyers. As a board member, I plan on basing all my decisions on facts and working well with all the other board members to the best of my ability. Finally, I would like our community to come together and to be attuned to each other's needs. For the people that don't really know me, know who I am, here's a little bit of background information about me. I have a Bachelor of Science degree in accounting, and I've been a CPA for approximately 27 years. I'm also certified in computer forensics. For 30 plus years, I worked in an accounting capacity. Here's some of the highlights. My accounting experience is all encompassing. Early on, I did mostly audits and all that entails, like bank accounts, accounts payable, receivable, confirmations, inventory, internal control assessments, preparing financial statements, tax returns. That's a typical CPA firm type work. The majority of my experience, though, and expertise is in forensic accounting, which uses accounting and investigative skills to uncover financial crimes. I've worked on audits of political kickback schemes, employee embezzlements, thefts, as well as fraud audits. I have coordinated and supervised several large audits with teams of auditors. I also am certified as a computer forensic analyst, and as such would image and analyze computer hard drives, laptops, networks, cell phones, etc. I have served the Monterey community for the past few years in several capacities. I was Finance Committee Chairperson for approximately 2 years going on 3 years, and continued to serve until I was nominated as president of the board in March 2025. I also served on the budget committee for that same period of time. In 2024, I ran for the board and got elected. I was nominated vice president. Then in the beginning of 2025, I also took on an additional role as treasurer. After the election of the new board in March 2025, I was nominated as president of the board. During my time on the board, with the help of my colleagues on the board, much has been accomplished. And here I have just a few examples and highlights of things that we accomplished. Condo dues were lowered 2 years in a row. The cost of laundry tokens has been lowered. Centricon bait stations were placed at every building and clubhouse to help prevent damage from subterranean termites. A contract was added to the operating budget to keep maintaining this service. 9 building roofs were replaced in 2025 by funding in the roof reserve account. Almost all the roofs to this point have been replaced. The last set of 10 roofs will be replaced in about the year of 2033. The reserve account will continue being funded, and that's how this obligation is met when the time comes. We have also replaced 16 gas regulators last year. In 2025, we started the catwalks and cement repair project on the buildings. We recently finished repairing and waterproofing the first 10 buildings, which were deemed the most needy by the engineer. After waterproofing the buildings, they were power washed and completely painted. In order to do this in the most cost-effective manner, we are planning to do another 20 buildings as soon as the contract and all the legal formalities are taken care of. I found that keeping, and all the board has found that keeping AAA contractors working consistently will save us possibly hundreds of thousands of dollars in mobilization and demobilization costs, and in addition, the costs, because they don't have to leave and come back, don't keep escalating. We repaired the damage caused to the fairway on hole 1 and basin 1 that was caused by the irrigation break. It was repaired by money that was in the restricted account. Basin 3 was also recently completed, and we did the final walkthrough with America Strong. The next step is to commence shortly after repairing the irrigation system. After we repair the irrigation system, then we will install the sod, and after the sod takes hold, then we'll redo all the landscaping. So, and we also, which Kim was talking about in her previous speech, a temporary roof was put in the maintenance area. The roof was no longer protecting any of the golf equipment. So some of our equipment was getting exposed to the elements, which was causing unnecessary wear. So now the equipment is undercover and when it's not in use. This was funded by the golf operating budget. I have also volunteered in the community, in other community groups. I helped out with the second time around sale. I did their budget sheet that they had, not the budget sheet, but all their income breakout. I do that sheet for them. I help out at the bocce breakfast and other things if I'm asked to volunteer. I love to be involved in this community. I'm also a member of women's golf and bocce, women's bocce. In conclusion, I would love to have the opportunity to continue serving this wonderful community. I love all you guys. I have many ongoing projects, and re-electing me will help the continuation and completion of all the existing projects. Thank you for attending tonight. God bless you all. Let's keep America and Monterey great. Thank you, and I'm looking forward for your support and vote. You're welcome. Thanks.
Thanks, Sabrina. Thank you to everyone tonight for coming up to the podium and expressing your interest. We really appreciate you, everyone, for turning out tonight. Is there any group here right now that would like to come up and make an announcement? Any of our committees? Come on up. Just come on up to the podium and talk. And please stick around, mingle, ask if you have any questions that you'd like to ask any of the candidates. Please, this is your time to do so just by walking around the room. Thank you.
Hello, I have two things that I have to talk about. The first is tomorrow night we have Glow Ball. It's at 5:45. I know it's going to be a little chilly, but just warm up. And then and everybody will see flying balls at night. And we're going to meet under the canopy afterwards, bring something to drink and a snack to share. If it's too cold under the canopy, we'll come in here. Also, on March the 1st, I am running the talent show / karaoke. So anyone who has talent, now there must be talent out there for acts, and give me a call and we'll set it up, and it'll be at a fun party on March 1st over at the Yacht Club, which will have acts and then after karaoke. Okay, and a party. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, Manny Rios, 9F. Bocce Breakfast is coming around. We're going to be selling tickets on February 9th between 11 and 1 and February 16th between 11 and 1. So don't forget to come out and buy your tickets. February 9th. Bocce Breakfast is February 22nd. It starts from 8:30 in the morning to 11:30. So that's the date.
Hello, everyone. I'm Judy Roberts, and I'm chairing the annual meeting committee this year. And just a reminder that the annual meeting will be held on March 7th at 1 o'clock here in the clubhouse. And the beginning part of February, you'll be getting your packet probably within the next week or so, which will give you your ballot and also your limited proxy form. If you do want to e-vote, that is still open for your opportunity to do that. The forms are up in the landing up there. There's an information sheet area. You can go online and register to e-vote. By February 21st, you have to be registered in order to be able to e-vote for your March 7th election. If anyone has any questions, just let me know. Thank you.
Marianne Cornett, Building 29F. The next social activity event is actually the 12th, and it's Dancing Under the Stars. It should be out here, but if it's like tonight, we'll be in the Yacht Club. It's already booked for the Yacht Club. Usually we've done it in January. That didn't work, so we're back now to doing February and trying it this way. Tomorrow starts ticket sales for Comedy Night, 11 to 12 right here. And tickets are $20. We'll have an MC and then 2 brand new comics. They are from cruise ships and places like that. So they're all brand new and should be a good show. We had a really good turnout. The first one was packed, over 100 people. The second one, because it was closer to us going home in March and we didn't plan on it, was about 82. So get your tickets early. We're not saving any seats without money in our hands. So, you know, I think that's all. Eat treats and drink coffee and hot tea. And keep warm and mingle. Okay, that's it. Anybody else?
One more quick one. Pat Friedman's watching. Hi, Pat. She asked me to mention that, yes, there is Glow Ball going on tomorrow night, but that doesn't mean that there's not going to be bingo. They're still going to be holding bingo here tomorrow night, starting at 7 o'clock. So if you're not doing Glow Ball, come on in and keep warm. Or do both.
Thanks, everyone. Mingle.